We all know that XAI's Grok is really powerful, but on April 16, they released the first version of Grok Studio, which is adding code execution in it and Google Drive support. In Grok Studio now, you can generate documents, code, reports, and browser games. It will open up a preview like Gemini Canvas or Claude Artifacts, and you can edit your Markdown files right inside your Grok Studio. You can even go ahead and do code executions like this one here. So the preview tab is going to support HTML snippets, Python, C++, and JavaScript, as well as TypeScript and Bash scripts. And it will have a Google Drive support, which we will be discussing later on in this video. Now, this is something revolutionary as Grok has the most amount of user-generated data compared to any AI tool out there. So without further ado, let's dive right into Grok Studio and actually test it out with practical examples. Hi and welcome back to Skill Curve. This is your host Shamriz, and we're finally going to test out Grok Studio. So this is how the Grok interface looks like. Let me zoom in a bit. So we have all the features that we have in other platforms, like deep search here. There's an advanced one and an extended search. We have the think feature. And the best part is we can add Google Drive, and now we can even connect with Microsoft OneDrive. And we will even have a history of recent files here, and we can upload attachments. That's a given. We can access two of the models, Grok 3 and Grok 2, and we can enable search, which is like searching the internet. Now it can do research for you, create images, edit images, and you can even add personas to it. But in this video, we're going to be talking about the Canvas feature. In this Workspace is just an alternative to Claude projects. And here you can add your attachments, all your files about your project or whatever you're working on. And you can give it certain instructions for this new workspace or this certain project. And then you can go ahead with conversations right over here. And it will keep a track of the conversations that you're having. You can go ahead and rename your workspace and even remove it. But again, what I'm most interested in is Canvas features. So I'm just going to go ahead and start right off the bat with some research topics, and I want to write something related to theory of relativity because that's something really fascinating to me. So the prompt goes like, generate a concise report on theory of relativity, add the main key concepts and make it easier to understand. So let's go ahead with this, and I'm gonna keep the enable search on, and this time I'm not gonna enable the think feature because we're gonna be writing. We don't have to think critically. So let's just go ahead and hit enter, and you don't even have to enable the Canvas feature. It does that on its own. As you can see, it's writing everything seamlessly. If you want to change this heading or the style of this text, or if you want to add some bullet points here, you can go with normal text, heading 2, heading 3, and you can pretty much edit everything. Let's say I want to bold this. So there you go. I can underline it, make it italic, and we can have some bullet points here. We also have a version history right here. So that way we can keep a track of what was the report like before. And you can actually go ahead and restore the previous version. So I think this is quite good. Only one feature that I think is missing here, and I would recommend XAI to add, is the inline editing option. So if you have seen my Gemini Canvas video, what we can do there is we can just select any line, and it would give us an option to actually just change that line through a natural language prompt, which is really powerful. But hopefully they will be adding that soon, as this is a new feature for them. So I'm really excited about the upcoming updates. You can go ahead and copy the content, or you can download the file right over here. So let's say I want to make it more concise. So make it more concise. And to be really honest, I'm just doing this to show you how the version history works. So now we have a second version of it. So the second version was just generated. But if I want to go back to the more detailed one, I can just click on version 1 and would change this. I mean, I can jump between different versions seamlessly with just one click. And this is just like version control of GitHub, right? So this was their amazing feature related to generating reports and writing documents through Canvas. But what if we want to do some coding here? So for the coding test, I'm just going to go ahead and ask it to generate the code for a background removal tool. So the prompt goes like, write the code for a good looking background removal web tool. That's it. I'm going to keep the think feature enabled, and I'm going to keep the search feature enabled and hit enter. So one thing that I really like about Grok is that it's really thorough about its thinking process. So it's going to take some time thinking, but the end results are going to be worth it. So let's just wait for a while. So there you go. It did a 91 seconds of thought process, and then it generated this. So this is the background removal tool where you can select any images. So I can upload this image right there. So this is the original image, and then I can just remove the background and it will render the background removed image. So we have something like this processing and we have this processed image, but it's not rendering right here because we have this exception, which is because we have some imports in the code. And as we do not have a complete folder structure support for this canvas feature, we cannot have those libraries right now. So that's why this is happening. But other than that, I think this is the best result I've gotten on this prompt for the very first try. So Grok is really, really powerful when it comes to its coding capabilities and this new canvas feature as well. We can go ahead and download the code file from here, and we can go ahead and edit the code right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and add skill curve here, and let's see if it can actually work in real time. So if I save the changes, skill curve background removal tool, there you go. This is really powerful, I would say. So with that said, we are done with the coding test, because in this video, we're going to be walking through all these new features quickly. So the last feature that I want to discuss for this video is going to be this add to Google Drive. So if you click there and you have already given access to your Google Drive, it should show you this where you can search for anything. So I just created this new file in my Google Drive, which is named Grok. And you can see we have this file right here. So it can interact with your Google Drive. So the prompt goes like, what is written in the above attached file? And if I hit enter now, it should go ahead and read this file and give me the result. So the content is testing Grok Drive capabilities. This is really good. But what if I ask it to actually add something in this file? So let's say I generate a report, but I want it to directly save that inside my Google Docs or anything on my Google Drive. So the prompt goes like, write a concise report on Grok capabilities and save or add that in the attached file above. So this should write a report and save that in the attached file right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and remove this. So let's go and check out the results. So it's going to go ahead and write a report and then send that report right into my Grok file. That's what I'm looking for. So there you go. We have this report and this should be sent to this file here. So I think we have an issue. We can only read the files from Google Drive. We cannot write back into them because you can see it did not write anything back to my Grok file. So this is a limitation for the Google Drive attachment for Grok Studio now. But again, these features just came out recently. So I'm just going to go ahead and give them some time to actually stabilize and add more functionalities to them. All in all, Grok Studio is really worth to be added into your arsenal, and it is really powerful. As you can see, it can do everything that you're paying other tools to do, and it's completely free. I didn't pay them anything to actually use this platform. So this is the best part about it. So with that said, I want to wrap this video up. If you found this video insightful, hit that like button. Share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. Ring that notification bell to never miss out on our daily updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video. Till then, stay curious and keep exploring.